Okay, this is going to be a quick video on how to add a new product to your WooCommerce site, and we'll probably actually go over how to update the product as well. So in general, once you get logged into the back of your site, under WooCommerce itself is going to be all of your orders and any settings that you may have in here for address or payments or all that kind of stuff. But as far as products go, on the left-hand side, we're just going to click on products, and then we can see what's already in here. I'm going to go through the creation of a new product, and then we'll come back in and see how we would add how we would edit a product. So you can just hit add new for the product. It'll give you a blank screen. I have my notes here that are the titles of the products that we're putting in for TJ Marsh. So I'm gonna grab this multi-strand necklace as our first one. I would recommend capitalizing things. I think it looks a little nicer, but obviously this is your choice. Maybe we'll just put a slash there and sterling clasp. All right, so once we have the title in there, we don't have a description. I'll show you where this stuff shows up on the front of the site, because I would certainly encourage descriptions for products. Obviously, the more the customer knows about the products, the better. So this is what WooCommerce calls the long description, which will show up in a tab. And then the short description is going to show up right next to the product. So this is the short description. I'm just going to put this in here for now so you can see where it's going to show up next to image. All right. So those are our descriptions. The price in this particular one is $600. So we're just going to put 600 in there. You can put the decimals if you want, but you don't need a dollar sign. It will be done for you. Inventory, these are all custom made products. So what we're going to do is we can just enable stock, and we can just say that there's one available. And this will become important with that eBay connector, because if somebody buys the product on eBay, we want to make sure that it's updated in WooCommerce, and that will be something that we deal with later on. We're not going to use SKUs here. You are going to use shipping, so we are going to need the dimensions for these unless we're doing free shipping. So that's a conversation we kind of have to have and figure out how you want to handle shipping. And then you can do linked products. If you put your mouse over the question mark, it will tell you that these are products that would show up next to the existing product. So if like you're looking at a pair of pants, you could say you might also like this t-shirt or whatever. So in this case, we're looking at a necklace. You might want to show a different necklace. And then the cross sells are things that show up in the cart. So once they've added products to their cart, you can add, like if this particular product is in the cart, then you can offer other products also in their cart. So again, if they buy a pair of jeans, you could also put, when they get to the cart page, you could show a t-shirt and say, hey, you might also like this or whatever. So these are just ways that you can specify the exact product you want to show. In general, what WooCommerce will do is it will just show products from the same category. We currently don't have categories for you, which are right here. But if you wanted to have categories of necklace or earrings or pendant or whatever, we can create those. And then if somebody buys a necklace, it would then show them other necklaces they might like. So that's how those upsells and cross sells work. Again, you don't have to put anything in here. WooCommerce will just use the categories once we've got them created. We don't have any attributes. This is basically used for, again, if we use a t-shirt example, if you have a t-shirt, the attributes would be size and color, right? So you can have small, medium, large, and you can have red, blue, and green. So it would then, you would add those attributes, and then when somebody goes to grab the product, they can grab a medium blue or a large blue or a small yellow or whatever you put in there for attributes, and then it will take care of the stock for you. So that's really it. Long descriptions, short description, which we'll show you here in a second. The price Inventory is going to be 1 because these are custom things, and we'll look at that in a minute. Shipping, we'll need that information for all these products. And then linking products. The other piece that's obviously pretty important here is the product image. You can see I have them over here. One thing that's important to note is the image size. And I'm just going to bring this to the front here and talk about it for a second. So these are the images that you sent to Jim initially. So this necklace image, you can see down here the images, the dimensions are 2643 by 2735. You probably took this on your camera maybe, or on your cell phone. It's also 1.2 megabytes in size. So 2643 is pixels. I have a pretty good size monitor. It's a 26-inch monitor at a pretty high resolution. 2,643 pixels would probably go beyond the width of my monitor. So on most people's monitors looking at your website, the absolute max that anybody is ever going to look at this image size is probably going to be around 1,200 or 1,500, somewhere in there. So, and the 1.2 meg is huge for a website to have to serve up as an image size. So what we want to do is drop the dimensions of the image down to a more reasonable size. I usually do around 800 or 600. And then that will also in turn drop the actual file size itself down. We want to be around 300K, which is about 25% of this, just so that everything loads faster. So I've used Photoshop to resize these images. So now that 6958 image, if we look at it, it's only 580 by 600, so it's probably I don't know, a quarter of the size it was. And then the dimensions, I'm sorry, and then the image size itself is only 300K, so it's nice and fast, nice and small, and it's going to load nice and quickly. So that's just an important consideration to keep in mind when you're messing with your images. Anyway, I'm going to set the product image, and I'm just going to pull in this multi-strand necklace. It does all this stuff for us, and all we have to do is hit set product image. So again, all I really did was I clicked set product image, and then I came over here in my folder and I dragged the image over, and you can just drop it right in there. I've already done it, so I won't do it again. So here's the image that we pulled over there, and I'm just going to hit set product image, and you'll see it show up right there. That's it. If you have more, I think in one of these you have, make this a little bit bigger. I think for this one, yeah, you've got 2 images. I don't know if we want to use both of those, but and I think for this guy, I think you show it sideways, like front and side. So you would make this probably your primary image, and then the 6951 image you could just add right here into the product gallery. You do it the same exact way. You would hit add product gallery images. It brings up the same exact screen, and you can just drag your images over and drop them in there, and it'll add it to your gallery. We only have 1 for this necklace, so we're just going to do that 1 image. So that's it. I'm going to publish it now, which is the blue button. And then I'm going to go back to the all images page just so you can see how it looks from there, and then we'll go in and check it out. So I click on all products over here, and there we have our product, and these are the other 3 that we have in there currently. And if I click on just the title, you can click on edit if you want, but I always just click on the title itself, and that brings me right back into where I was, and I can make any changes. If I want to make the price change, or I want to, change my inventory, change shipping, whatever you wanted to do to all those things, you can make those changes right there. And then if we go to the front of the site, I'm just going to open up a new tab. So if we go to the front of the site and we click on shop, which is our main shop page, we now see the product shows up right here. And then if I click on the product, we'll see those descriptions. So here's that short description I mentioned, and then here's the bigger description down here in the bottom where it adds the tab. For myself personally, I think this big description is unnecessary because you can just provide a short description right here. That's all we really need. So if I come back over here into the products, I'm clicking on that. I'm going to get rid of the long description for now and update. You see that changes from publish to update now. And then if I refresh the front of the site, we should see the description tab go away. And now we just have our short description. I need to do some styling changes. I'll fix that after the video is done. But then if they mouse over this, they can zoom in because we have an image that's bigger than, you know, what that little space allows us for, which is super handy. And if they click the magnifying glass, they can actually see the full size image, which is pretty handy as well. All right, that's all for this video.